Welcome to the historic 2013 SAG-AFTRA convention here in Los Angeles. In our vast universe, the statistical probability that all of the conditions necessary for the development of life will occur at the same time is staggeringly minute. It requires the rare and perfect confluence of factors. Mess with any one of these factors, and no life. Nowadays, it is simply not enough to have just a functioning or mediocre union to accomplish our mission. In today's anti-worker environment, it's getting harder and harder to organize more work opportunities, negotiate and enforce good contracts, and remove the barriers from our members achieving their dreams. Nowadays, you must have a modern, high-performing, and powerful union. Just as the evolution of life in the universe is rare and requires a perfect convergence of factors to exist, a modern, high-performing, and powerful union only exists when there is a perfect convergence of factors. A failure to have all these elements converging together to have that high-performing and powerful union will leave us underperforming and getting less for our members than we ought to. It's when we achieve that sweet spot that we will truly be easy to work with and hard to fight. The merger of SAG-AFTRA was predicated on synergies that would help bring these factors together. It was an amazing, successful step toward reaching that higher bar. But merger does not, in and of itself, mean we have achieved that high bar. Our work is not done. This convention will be a platform to launch into the hard work ahead. Much of the work to be done is organizing, a tentpole issue for our new union, and a term that is often misunderstood. At its simplest, organizing is unifying workers into a functioning whole by setting up a structure to use their leverage to achieve specific goals. The same way gravity is the cosmic glue that holds the universe together, organizing is the glue that keeps many of these required elements of a high-performing union together. And it is the key to building and maintaining two of the most important factors of our union's effectiveness. High union density, the percentage of an industry or market that is union represented, and an engaged and mobilized membership. Without high union density, we no longer set the standards. The non-union world sets them for us, and they pick up job opportunities that our members lose, all the while stripping away our bargaining power. It's a vicious cycle. So when we don't have density, organizers work with members to run campaigns to fill in those gaps. When we do have density, organizers engage and mobilize the members so that density looks more like muscle than flab. But strategic organizing campaigns cannot follow an "if you build it, they will come" strategy. And haphazardly blogging or tweeting our way to a hopeful conclusion or pointing angry fingers at undercutting performers will only drive them to undercut us further. We must remember that there are very real and numerous barriers that stand in the way of people organizing. They encounter employer anti-union campaigns, sometimes fierce, sometimes subtle, to create fear and misinformation. Employers will almost always act pragmatically to preserve their profits and power, not because they are evil, but because their organizational self-interest is to beef up their margins and maintain total control. Performers or station staff are made to fear they will personally lose advantages they currently hold. It is our job not only to convince performers they can benefit individually by standing as a collective, but also convince them we have a realistic and credible plan to make that happen. Therefore, we need realistic and credible organizing plans. We spend large amounts of time gathering research to help us plan and create a sound strategy and approach. But our first and most important goal is to recruit the true leaders of the workforce and build their trust and confidence, sometimes even when it means overlooking past transgressions. When we have the leaders, we diligently work with them to pull in their followers. As we build power on the ground, we also develop additional leverage tactics in areas of strategic importance to the targeted companies. The final stage is engaging management with our reasonable requests and incrementally flexing our newly built muscle if need be. But the most common confusion about organizing is not one of campaign mechanics, but one of strategic approach. Is organizing signing up employers or bringing in new members? The answer? Neither, and both. The many strategic approaches we can take are not mutually exclusive. Most effective campaigns include multiple approaches. When organizers plan their campaigns, they do their best to estimate what combination of approaches might be most effective. Adjustments are made as we measure our results. It takes a lot of time and a lot of staff and institutional resources to run campaigns, so we can't go after everything all at once. We use strict criteria to determine our choices of targets and use the momentum from success to lead into other targets. So organizing takes a high level of skill and experience, and we intend to hone these skills for our members so they can slip on their organizer's hat at the first opportunity. We can be proud that the media and entertainment industry is the most union-dense in the country, but we must beware. We have major gaps, and the speed of technological change has put our future leverage to obtain and maintain good contracts at risk. But the new union is engaging in multiple important organizing campaigns, and we've already had some exciting results, as you'll hear about throughout the convention. What should never be lost in this description of how important organizing is in creating a high-performing union is that it can't happen without us, the leaders and activists. Our actors, singers, broadcasters are the gravity, magnetic field, and atomic and subatomic attractions that hold our galaxy together.